Hi there. Happy Sunday. I saw a couple of you guys. As I'm trying to watch my surroundings, pay attention to what's going on. Happy Sunday. Happy serious Sunday. It could be silly Sunday if you want it to be. If it's serious, hopefully it's serious in like an informative way. You know, serious topics that need to be addressed with open minds. If anyone comes to the chat to talk about anything today on this Sunday, it could be a silly Sunday. But there's so much going on in this country, in this world. The serious things have to be discussed. And then you can delight in the silly things a little bit later. Do y'all hear those birds? Listen to the birds. Listen to the birds sing, talk, chat, converse amongst each other. Just having a good old time. Hey Latif, bro, how you doing? Happy Sunday. Happy serious Sunday. It can be a serious Sunday, a sexy Sunday, a silly Sunday, a sensational Sunday. A lot of serious things going on in the world. A lot of serious conversations are being had. A lot of serious conversations need to be had. But once we have those conversations, you can also, go into a silly Sunday. Kind of like lessen the tension, relax, unwind. Hey, Lunch Power, what's up, sis? Salute, chat. Thank you to that thumbs up, whoever that was. If that was you, bro, thank you, whoever it was. I appreciate you. I hope y'all had a wonderful weekend. That's serious. That's on a serious note. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope that you had some time to kind of seriously, let some things go that may have been bothering you. Let some things go that may have been bothering you. Regroup. We could talk about those R words early in the live. Y'all, look, I hate when someone moves out of their house. House goes up for sale, and the realtor doesn't keep it up. Look at that grass. Look at that grass. They need to do something with that grass. Hey, Bird. Happy Sunday, Bird. They need to do something with that grass, y'all. And it's not that bad. It's just like those areas where the dandelions come up. It needs to be cut. It needs to be cut. I'll cut it. Listen, I'll cut it for them. If they're going to pay, I'll cut it. Hey, Georgia girl. Georgia girl says, hey, Lines Fry, hey, chat. So this is a serious Sunday, but it doesn't have to be like, sometimes when you're serious, the mood is down, right? It doesn't have to be a serious Sunday with a sad mood. It can be a serious Sunday and just talk about some adult conversation, right? Right. So I don't know what political side of the aisle that you're on, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, independent, or don't do politics. Our former president, Joseph Biden, that's so funny because y'all, like sometimes people will call past presidents, they will still put the label president. And to me, I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. I kind of would, you know what? No, I would prefer they say former president. Because there are some presidents who are so crazy. When you label them, you keep that president on them without the former. They literally think that they're presidents when they're no longer presidents. Right. Georgia girl, speaking to everybody. Thank you, Georgia girl. I appreciate that. Latif says, hey, Georgia girl. You can, when they're out of office, some of these presidents still think that they're supposed to be doing presidential duties, right? Like the one that's in office now, when he wasn't president, I don't really have a problem with them because, sometimes people say President Bush, President Obama, President Biden. I really don't have a problem with it. But the only reason I do have a problem with it, generally I don't have a problem with it. But because there can be some, it's never going to be confusion because the president is the president. The current president is the current president. But you have some presidents who don't know how to let go. They don't understand that president is a 3-syllable word, not a 1-syllable word. See, president, you serve 1 or 2 terms. King, you stay in for however long the people let you, I guess. And see, how one president thinks that he's a king. So I don't even really like them saying the fact that when he was in the office, they were still calling him president. And that made him think that he could do whatever. Right? Right, Georgia girl. Prayers for Joe Biden. And look, don't come in my chat. See, I always have to do this. And I don't like having to do it. But you have adults who, one, don't know how to adult. Not all adults. We have some adults who don't know how to adult, don't know how to be empathetic. EMP. Okay? Not saying you gotta have sympathy, but empathy for people. Right? Sympathy and empathy are 2 different things. Can be related, but they're 2 different things. Right? To me, it's kind of hard not to have one and not to have the other, but it's possible. So, do not come in my chat if you are not adult enough to have empathy for another human being. Because when things were going on with the current president before he retook office, everybody was wanting to, oh, this, that, okay? Not saying that was wrong. But he himself has a hard time with empathy. So today, I do salute him for being able to, I don't know if he felt empathy, but somebody, maybe Ivana, his daughter, maybe she put a statement in front of him and he had enough, within him to be able to wish President Biden well wishes. So I do respect that, and even if he didn't mean it, I respect the fact that as a president, he was able to say it. Okay? Thank you, Georgia girl. Georgia girl says, thumbs up this live, y'all. Please, look, give me a thumbs up. How many I got? 3 and 6 people. I know like 10 people been through here already. Woo, y'all, I see a cat. That cat is fat. That cat pregnant. That cat is pregnant. That, she about to drop those kittens. Yeah, that cat is pregnant. She pregnant. She about to drop those kittens. She just caught my attention because she's not an average cat. I don't know what type of cat she is. But you know how you have Siamese cat? You have, a variety of other different types of domestic cats. So she's a funny breed, but she's pretty and she's pregnant. She's P&P, okay? She's pretty and pregnant. I guess that's why she's pregnant. Being pretty got her pregnant. Being pretty got her pregnant. But, and then again, maybe they, we always talk about breeding dogs. But don't they breed cats too? Don't people breed cats? I'm sure there are cat breeders. But I know she's pregnant. I know that. So, I don't know if he said it because he felt like it was the right thing to say, or somebody told him it was the right thing to say. But he did today. Probably not as early as some people would have liked for him to have. But you never know. It's Sunday. He could have been asleep. He could have gone to sleep early. He could have slept in late because I heard the news this afternoon. And when I heard the news, I know I heard it from one news outlet, CNN, and MSNBC, and the other one, Fox, hadn't even said anything yet. So maybe he didn't know. So I'm not going to hold that against him. I'm just going to be, say he did the right thing by wishing him well wishes. So don't change the type of person he is. But he did the right thing presidentially. So what did y'all do this weekend? At the end of the week, when I go live, I always tell you guys to take some time for yourselves. So if you don't come through this live If you catch this live, I'll repeat this again before I get off. But if you don't catch the live and you catch the replay, leave it in the comments. Tell me some things that you did for yourself this weekend, right? Now, I know we can treat ourselves, ladies, to getting the nails done, getting the pedicures and stuff like that. But I want to know, what did you do for you, like you? I know we can go to those places and have those things done, but even if you did that and you did it yourself, y'all just don't know how relaxing it is to do your own nails. It can be so relaxing to do your own nails. One, you can save money. One, you can save money. Two, it's very relaxing. Even when you mess up. Even when you mess up and you got to redo it. It's relaxing. It's cost effective. You don't have to pay somebody else to do it. Because guess what? At the end of the day, those nails are going to come off. Or that polish is going to chip. Something's going to happen. So why not do it yourself? Now, for those who did go to someone and have them do their nails, I hope that they did the job. I hope it was a job well done. I hope they did it the way you like it, okay? Because it's about treating yourselves. And if you go to get your nails done, have somebody else do your nails, you want them done right, okay? You want them done right. So what did you guys do? Did you just, take some time to meditate, to relax, unwind? I don't mean for like 10 or 15 minutes. Especially people who work during the week. That's why I always encourage you on the weekends to treat yourselves. Treat yourselves for like an hour. Do something for an hour. Some people, and maybe it's just taking a nap. Because, sometimes during the week, you're running, and you don't really have time to take a good nap during the day. Because for many people, I try not to ever say all, but I do say all sometimes, or I kind of generalize it, but usually I try to say many, a lot, a few, or whatever. But for many people, hey, a nap is a treat. And for many people, as they get older, they need that nap during the day. They need that nap during the day to get them through the day. So do you guys need naps? And you don't have to be seasoned or older, or you could be 25 years old. Just think about it. College students are running. You could be 20, 21, 25, getting that master's degree. That's some hard work, y'all. And then you're just working. I mean, you're clocking into work. You're doing your school work. And so sometimes just getting a nap, getting in a great nap, a good nap is sleep. Have you guys ever been like in a classroom and felt like you were asleep with your eyes open for just a couple of minutes? And that did you just enough to make it through that class. That did just enough for you to make it through that class. Let me tell you, sometimes that's all it takes. The nap doesn't have to be that long. It can be just a short nap. It can be one of those naps again where you feel like your eyes are open. Just to get you through the day, through the class, through work. How many of you guys take a nap during work? Just to get through the shift. Like, go in the restroom if the restroom isn't a bad restroom. And look, you don't have to even go into a stall. If you got a really decent job and they got like couches or chairs in the restroom, or go to the break room. Go to the break room as long as you're on your break and get you a nap. That nap will do wonders for you. But again, I'm talking about this weekend. I hope you guys got out or stayed home and you did something for yourselves. For yourselves. And if you didn't, guess what? It's still Sunday. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it, especially if you work a job Monday through Friday. And if you had a busy weekend, because a lot of times we do have busy weekends, and sometimes we work on the weekends, right? So If your weekend was busy, or if you worked and you're off now, go ahead and do something still that's relaxing for you. And if you work this weekend, you might be off tomorrow. Go ahead and do something tomorrow to kind of unwind, de-stress, get you some stress relief, right? Get about an hour out of the day. If you have kids, do it while the kids are at school. Because when those kids get out of school, if they got practice, any type of practice, we know you're going to be running, right? So go ahead and try and do it while the kids are at school. Or do it before they head out. A lot of times early in the morning, before everybody gets up, around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, if you got enough sleep, you can get up around 5:15, and get you like 30 minutes to an hour of some you time. Some you time. 30 minutes to an hour of time for you. Right? And you guys watch the legs move. Okay, y'all know I tell you, look at the legs move. Hopefully that'll motivate you, encourage you to get up and move. It doesn't have to be walking. Walking is free. Okay? If you're blessed and you're able to walk, that's free. But so is jogging, running, skipping, right? Playing basketball, touch football, kickball, grab the kids, grab the spouse, grab the family, grab the neighbors' kids, grab the neighbors. Y'all get out there and play a game of basketball, football, kickball, baseball, softball, whatever it is that you want to do. Get you some cardiovascular activity in. Get you some aerobic activity in. You want to work that heart, work those lungs, right? Breathe in deep, breathe in, inhale through that nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, maybe even exhale through your nose, however it feels for you. See, there are different ways of breathing that work better for certain people. Now, a lot of people say that inhaling through their nose and exhaling through their nose works best. But for some people, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth, just taking some deep breaths in and out. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose and or mouth, whichever one is better for you, whichever one makes you feel better, okay? When you walk, there is a way to walk that is correctly, right? You know if you have flat feet, you know if you have a flat arch, you know if you have a high arch. Make sure that you're buying the correct shoes. When you're out here walking, make sure that you change your walking shoes every 3 to 6 months, every 300 to 500 miles, okay? Because you're out here walking and you walk for a year, and those same pair of shoes, you have done your feet no favors, okay? Being active is healthy. Being active is healthy in so many different ways. Yes, and a lot of people say that they get a lot of movement in at work, which is good. That's a great thing. But you got to think about this. If you work some type of an assembly line, do you stretch before you go to work? Do you stretch while you're at work? And stretch when you get off work? A lot of people don't. They go to work, they're tired, they come home, help the kids or do whatever they need to do, dinner, get to bed, get up and they do it all over again, right? Now, if they have exercise incorporated into their day, then they're getting in those stretches. But some people don't exercise, or they don't exercise regularly, but they go to work daily, or at least maybe 5 days a week. And they're lifting, pushing, pulling. Get you some stretches in. Get your stretches in, okay? Stretch, relax, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Take some time throughout the day, 3 to 5 times. Find that time throughout the day. See, this doesn't even take 15 minutes. Let's see how long it takes. We're going uphill, y'all. Uphill, 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 uphill. Push, push, push yourself. Pull, pull, pull yourself. We made it. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One last time. Inhale. One last time for now. Exhale. 5 times. That didn't take a minute. That didn't take a minute. It didn't take a minute. It was 8:35 when we started. Still 8:35. So, take about 5 minutes out of your day to do some deep breathing. Inhale that good O2, that oxygen. Pull it deep in. Then exhale, release. Release that CO2, that carbon dioxide and other waste, okay? Release it. Release it. You want to work your body, work your body. Don't overexert your body, right? Some days we go kind of slow like this, kind of moderate. This is kind of moderate. Let's see, we've already done 2,000 steps, but we weren't really at our fastest, right? So, listen, some people, depending on their occupation and depending on what they do and how much they exercise, it's nothing to hit 20K a day. Nothing to hit 20K steps a day. So don't worry about the number of steps, because you're trying to compete with somebody because you're hitting 6,007 when 10 is their minimum daily. Listen to how your body feels. It's not about the number always. It's about how you feel. How you feel. Now, if you are healthy enough to focus on the numbers, then focus on the numbers. But some people, whether they're healthy as well, they're just not going to focus on the numbers. They're going to focus on the fact that they're moving, right? And you want to keep moving. You want to be consistent about it and be persistent about it. Be consistent and be persistent about being consistent. One foot in front of the other, one step at a time. Move, move. Now we want to move with purpose. I always talk about yourself where you are. You cannot compete where you don't compare. Stop trying to compare with people. I'm walking. I started doing some of my other stuff lightweight on here. Next thing I know, as a test, this one particular person doing the same thing. You gotta stop trying to compete where you don't compare. You gotta stop it. You cannot compete where you don't compare, when you don't know somebody's history or their background. You don't know if they were an athlete, cheerleader, on a dance team, basketball team, play football, soccer, volleyball. And what did you do in high school besides walk the halls? See, you got to stop trying to overexert your body. You want to work your body, work your body. Don't overexert your body. You didn't even do that then, and you're trying to do it now. But don't get it twisted. There are some people who didn't exercise at all until they turned 35 years old. And their stamina, their endurance, they feel much better at 35 than they did maybe at 25. But they're still not going to try and compete with people that they cannot compare with. You just compete with yourself. Compete with yourself. Compete with yourself. The person that you were yesterday, the day before, the week before, the month before, the year before, years before. That is your best competition. That is your best competition. That's your best cup of coffee. Okay? You're your best cup of coffee. Y'all know over here we talk moderation and modification. When you're doing things and they feel uncomfortable, just modify. Modify your movements. Modify your movements. I see so many people doing certain exercises improperly. You want to make sure correct form is key. Correct form is key. All right? If you can't do jumping jacks and they told you to do jumping jacks, do leg kicks. Leg kicks. Modification. Sometimes you have to modify it. Most times, whoever has helped you come up with your exercise plan, they have given you options to modify certain movements, right? So, professional disclaimer, because we know that YouTube doesn't give us what? Licenses, registrations, or certifications. Before doing anything that you hear me say or do over here, consult your primary health care provider, doctor, nurse practitioner, your PA, your certified registered practitioner, nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant. You've had therapy, your occupational therapist, your physical therapist, right? Your nutritionist, your dietitian, your personal trainer at the gym, all right? They need to know what your therapist and your doctors have told you, right? Your fitness coach, whoever, your psychiatrist, your psychologist. Remember, keep the lines of communication open between you and them, and make sure that the lines of communication are open between your healthcare team, your healthcare members, okay? One may want you to do something that another thinks that, you may not do it yet. You don't need to do that yet. So keep the lines of communication open. You are your biggest advocate. You are your biggest and your best advocate. Listen. Remember, listen. One sense, hearing, listen to your body, to how it feels. Another sense. See how they work hand in hand? Listen to how your body feels. Listen to how your body feels. So again, it's a lot going on in the news. There's a lot there that's good to entertain you. We got the NBA playoffs going on, right? Hold on, y'all. Okay, we got the NBA playoffs going on. Okay, we got teams out that we thought would go far. Y'all know that every so many years, you have a couple of teams on top, right? That 3 or 4 that always kind of make the semifinals and the finals. And then after a couple of years, after a few years, about 5 or 6 years, they start to fall off. Then you got other teams that they start to get popular. They start popping. Their teams are the best. So I think this time a couple of teams fell off a little bit earlier than anticipated, okay? Got eliminated a little bit earlier than anticipated. So whoever you're rooting for, I hope your team takes it all. All right? Because my teams aren't in it anymore. My teams aren't in it anymore. Now listen to those birds. You hear them? They're free. They're talking, chatting, chirping, singing. Just listen. Listen. Pay close attention. They're free. Just talking and chatting, singing however they want to. Know why the free bird sings. Know why the cage bird sings. All right? Know why you should have a song. Right? Sometimes we have sad songs. I think as people, we all have music collections as well. We have sad songs. When it comes to life, we have happy songs. Right? We have rump shaking songs. Right? Things are kind of up and down, bouncing around. As people, we have music collections. As people, we have music collections. We may not be musicians, we may not be artists, but we do have music collections. We all have a song. We all have a few songs. It feels so good out here right now. So you guys know, as it gets hotter and hotter, we will walk later and later. And sometimes earlier and earlier. Sometimes earlier. About 2 years ago, I tried to get back into walking during the morning. right after I get done exercising. But I kind of put my exercise time right at the time that I need so that I can jump in the shower and get ready for work. So I haven't done that morning walk in probably 2 years, not consistently anyway. Probably pop up here or there and do one. So we're gonna try it again. We used to do mornings, afternoons, and evenings. And I decided walking in that sun in the afternoon, that's not what it is, okay? So we went to kind of like late evenings only, and we've been here. We stayed during the evenings. So I might, just to get it all out of the way, do some mornings. But let me tell y'all something. When it starts to get really hot and we get into the thick of it for summer, sometimes it's like almost 80, 90 degrees around 8 in the morning. So you gotta walk at like 6, 7, right as it's starting to become daylight. You gotta just get out there and start walking. If you can walk at night, that's good, because we will do that. We do that sometimes over here. Y'all know I sometimes, no matter what time of the year it is, like this past fall and winter, sometimes we end the walk at night. So we're gonna get it in, period, because that's just what we do. That's what you gotta do. As long as God gives you the ability and has the grace and mercy and allows you to do it, that's what you got to do. You just move those legs. Move those legs. Keep moving your legs. Watch the legs and feet move. Watch the legs and feet move. One step in front of the other. Keep moving. Keep going. Keep cruising. Keep pushing. And keep pulling. Sometimes you gotta pull. Sometimes you gotta kind of pull. As long as you continue to move with a purpose. As long as you're moving with a purpose. Try your best to fill your day with positivity. And when I say that, I don't mean that there won't be any negativity. But as far as you go, for yourself, let your purpose be to fill your day as much as you can with positivity, with positive things. Now, as far as what you watch online or watch on TV or watch on Netflix, we have a plethora of things. We're going to watch some negativity, positivity, drama, comedy, you know. But as it comes to the apps specifically, try your best to keep it as positive as possible, because that's what the app likes. I know people on the app don't like positivity, but the app itself, if you look at the most successful people, the ones who aren't just worried about getting a couple of hundreds a month in cash apps and super chats and super stickers, if you look at, I'm talking about the most successful YouTubers, TikTokers, or whatever, they don't give a rip rap what nobody in the chat says or thinks. They're focusing on doing their work. And usually it's positive. Now, it doesn't always, when I say usually it's positive, it doesn't mean it's all flowers and roses and smiles and its and giggles. But it's like they're not bothering anybody. They're not bothering anybody. They're not bothering anybody. Right? And if you pay attention to what the apps tell you, that's what they like. Now, that being said, there are some negative areas and some negative things that if you get tied up into that, it'll start to weigh on you. It'll start to drain you. Okay? Who is that? Hi, Kaleo World. Hello, my friend. Is that... Am I saying your name right? I think I asked you that last time. Kaleo World? I hope so. If I'm not, please forgive me. Okay, how are you today? Happy Sunday to you. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And I hope that you're looking forward to having a wonderful week. And thank you for saying hello. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So as it gets darker, just depends on what time I start my walk. We're gonna I'm gonna definitely get in the hour. But as far as being on live, we may go 30 to 45 minutes, just depending on how early I get started, right? Because you guys know I push for the hour. I recommend an hour, but I recommend an hour, but you do what's conducive to your growth, okay? You do what's conducive to your well-being, all right? Remember, you got to talk with your healthcare team to see what's right for you. You've got to listen to how your body feels, all right? Listen to how your body feels. You know your level of fitness, all right? So by listening to your body, talking with your healthcare team, and knowing your current level of fitness, you know how much you should be doing. You know how much you can do. And even if you're at a lower level of fitness, guess what? Hopefully, the more you do, the more consistent you are, your stamina will improve, your endurance will increase, your stress will decline, the bad stress, and you will be able to go longer, move more, move faster, become more mobile, stretch. What do we talk about when we talk about stretching and exercising? Sometimes you can just stretch and that's it. But as it relates to getting your workout in, you want to stretch before and after. Think what? Radar. R-A-D-A-R. R is for stretching. A is your warm-up. D is your workout. A is your stretching. R is your cool down. Okay? So as we get to traffic, we don't just keep walking. We march. Pull those legs up. Pull those legs up. Pull those legs up. So we're marching. You keep going. Even when you're still, keep moving. Keep going. Keep pushing. And when that traffic goes, you go. Okay? When the traffic goes, you go. And you keep moving those legs, keep moving those arms. Twist, move that waist. Move those hips. Pep in your step. Move with the purpose. Move with the purpose. Your purpose may be weight loss. Maybe just to increase your overall fitness level. Maybe to relieve stress. Maybe to get some things off your mind, off your chest. Maybe to get back to a place where you were. So that's why we say before you start, restart, change, or end any exercise program, plan, regimen, routine, or schedule, consult your primary health care provider. Especially if you haven't done it in a while and you're starting back, okay? You'll get to the point where you can start doing your power walks, right? Power walks. You want to do some HIIT, okay? Some high intensity, some HIIT. Switch it up with your LIT, your low intensity. Your low intensity. But keep moving. Remember, meet yourself where you are. Meet yourself where you are. So we're going to get 45 minutes in. Okay? 45 minutes. We ain't talking about no 30. Now, generally it's recommended that we all get at least, L-E-A-S-T, least 30 minutes, right? So the more you do that, the more you'll be able to increase that time, right? And maybe, depending on your schedule, if you can't do the workout every day, at least do those 30 minutes, and maybe you can increase to an hour every other day. However it is that fits your schedule, however it is that makes you feel good, right? Remember, it is almost summer. We are already having 80, 90 degree temperatures in some places. Use your sunscreen, right? I know that there's questions about certain sunscreens. Try to use the ones with the minerals, right? I know they leave a residue, but that's okay. I put them on and my legs look white those days. Okay? That's okay. Just put on something. Drink plenty of water. And when I say that, we have to be responsible if you're able to, if your fitness level allows you, if your doctor says it's okay. And I say that because some people have limitations on fluid. Okay? So when it's hot out there, your body's demand for water increases when you're working out, right? You're sweating, you're releasing water. Sweating doesn't mean you're losing weight. I so get irritated when I hear that misinformation. You can sweat like a pig. You're just a sweaty person, okay? Some of us sweat a lot, some of us don't. But you can see somebody who barely breaks a sweat losing more weight than someone who sweats like a hog, does all this rapping and all this kind of stuff. You're just sweating. Your body's just telling you that you're hot, okay? You're hot and it's keeping you cool. That's a way of cooling your body down. Kind of like when the car runs hot. What do you do when the car runs hot? You have to replenish with water. When that car runs hot, it definitely doesn't mean anything good for the car, right? Something going on from somewhere at the radiator on back to something else, okay? So that car is hot and it needs water. So when you exercise and you do all that sweating, you need water, but don't let that sweat fool you. Just like the car running hot doesn't mean the car has done a great job at all. So you running hot by showing all that sweat is your body's way of saying, I'm cooling you down. So you have to replenish it, okay? And if you do have restrictions, abide by the restrictions that your healthcare professional has put you on, your healthcare provider, your healthcare team, okay? Abide by those restrictions, all right? And when it's hot, just have a conversation. Doc, I know this, that, or the other, but ask him if you can get a little bit more and see what he or she says. Because a lot of times people work outside, so of course they're gonna sweat. Sometimes people work inside and there's not a lot of cool air, so they're gonna sweat, right? So they're gonna need more water. They're gonna need to stay hydrated. They need to replenish, okay? They need to stay hydrated. So just ask your doctor. If you have restrictions, ask them how can you increase the amount of water that you take in a little bit and see what he says or see what she says, okay? So, barring any restrictions, make sure that you get enough water for the day. And usually, again, if you 6 to 8 ounce cups or glasses is usually sufficient. But if you work outside, you may need more. If you do a lot of sweating, you may need more. So that's what that means. Your body is cooling down because you're sweating, and you may need to replenish with water. It doesn't have anything to do with you're losing weight, all right? The intensity is what matters. You can get out here and walk like this and end up sweating harder than a person who will pass by me jogging, okay? That's just a personal thing. That's just depends on the person's body. Of course, any of us, when our activity level increases and when it's hot or it's warm, our body warms up, pretty much we're gonna sweat. So doing all this rapping, and if you pay attention, you don't hear a lot of people online, out of all the things that they sometimes suggest to do, unless they're trying to sell you a product and make money off of you, you don't hear too many people talking about wrap yourself in this, put this on and put that on, because that's not making you lose weight. And if you do see a pound or two, that's usually the water weight that you just sweated off, right? The next day or so, the next morning, especially if you go ahead and rehydrate like you should, that pound or two will be back. So think about calories burned and intensity. Think about calories burned and the intensity in which you exercise. and work that body, make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body, work your body. Don't overexert your body. Walk, jog, skip, run, hike if your area allows you to go hike, mountain climb, swim, play tennis, football, basketball, soccer, kickball. Get you cardiovascular aerobic activity in. Your heart is the most important muscle in your body. It is a pump. It helps to pump that blood through the circulatory system. It helps your lymphatic system to move that lymph through the lymphatic system, right? Your lungs help to pull in that O2 and release that carbon dioxide, that CO2 and other waste, okay? So do the things that you need to do to make you feel good at the fitness level that you are at. Do those bare minimum things and be consistent, and the consistency will allow you to do more. Do more. How you doing? The consistency will allow you to do more, right? Right. Hold on. Oh, we're done. We're done 45. We did that 45. We did the 45. So if you catch this replay, remember, do something wonderful for yourself this week, each and every day of the week. And I know we put family first. Hopefully you're putting God first. And then we put family usually before ourselves. Make sure that you're taking some time to put you first. Make sure you're taking some time to put you first. All right? Make sure you're taking time to put you first so that you can continue and be able to do the things that you need to do to put family first. When you're putting family first. When you're going to work. All right? Even work. Take your days off when you need to be off. March. Take days off when you need to be off. If you own your own business, sometimes when people own their own business, they even find it hard to take time off. Take time off when you need to be off. And if you work for someone else, definitely take your days off. Okay? Take your days off. Replenish, restore, revamp, rejuvenate. All right? Restore. Okay? Reevaluate. Okay? Remember who you are. Remember the things that you did that used to make you feel good. Revisit those things and do them again. Remember the R words. Relax, release, relate to what you can, resolve what you can. God will handle the rest. Replenish, reconstruct, restore, respect, remove things and people that don't do you any good or mean you any good. All right? Remember those R words. We go over them every day. Remember that 4-letter word, self. Self. It is a prefix for a lot of positive words. Self-love, self-dedication, self-commitment, self-evaluation, self-improvement, right? Self-esteem, self-empowerment. And most of all, that big M, motivate yourself. Don't look to other grown adults to motivate you. If you can find motivation from another adult, that is great. In a perfect world, I would love to say, I want to motivate adults. But I have learned through the app and through many other things that I only want to motivate children and young adults. Children, young adults, my children, my nieces and nephews, my friends, the people I know and love, their kids, and them. Because those are the people that I look to motivate me if I need to look somewhere else. Sometimes we've got to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, by the shoelaces. So I used to say, let me do this, and maybe it'll motivate somebody to get up and move. No, 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 no. You got grown, rested folks that get too attached. Motivate yourself when it comes to people you don't know. Now, you happen to come across somebody at a store or something like that. That's a totally different thing. Maybe somebody you never met, probably won't see again, and maybe you will, but you've never seen them before. And you see them down, there's nothing wrong with motivating that person. But trying to be a motivator in general to other adults, 35 and plus, only if I know they love me, only if they motivate me. Because you're grown. Don't look to people on apps to motivate you. Now, what I do, what I have learned, that encourage and motivate, though they're synonymous, they're a little bit different for me. So I feel like when you motivate somebody, you're kind of trying to get them to get up and get started. I don't want to do that. But if you've already started and you're just a little bit slow about your consistency, about staying on top of it, I don't mind encouraging someone to keep going, to keep doing what they're doing, keep moving, keep pushing, keep cruising, keep reflecting, right? Keep evaluating. I don't mind being an encourager to do what you are already set to do, what you've already started to do. And maybe you're just a little slack and you need that encouragement. But nah, these birds on here let me know. You motivate, you find somebody else duplicating. So I don't want to do that. I just want to motivate young people, if I don't know them, young adults, and those that I do know, those that I can pick up the phone and have a conversation with, a real conversation with, who knows my good, my bad, my ups, my downs, my pretties, my uglies, my likes, my dislikes, what to say that'll rub me the right way, what to say that'll rub me the wrong way, and won't get offended when they do slip up and rub me the wrong way, and I check them. Because I don't get offended when I slip up and rub my family and friends the wrong way, because I know them. And sometimes we just slip up. But see, people who don't know you, when they rub you the wrong way, they expect for you not to check them, or they expect for you to be like, well, what's the big deal? So yeah, you have to be really, really cautious about the way those you choose that you don't know, right? So I don't choose anybody anymore. I don't choose anybody anymore. Not when it comes to the verb motivation. My motto is motivate yourself. Actually, it's motivate your damn self, but even though it's not made for children, children do come through here. So it's motivate yourself. Motivate yourself. Motivate your kids, your nieces and nephews, your family and friends who truly know you. Who truly know you. That you truly know. Again, they know your ups and downs, you're good, you're bad, you're nice, you're not so nice, your pretties, your uglies, and indifference, okay? So it's nice out here. I know as it gets hotter, what summer officially starts around June 20th or so, 20th, 21st, something like that. Maybe even the 19th, depending on the year. And it's gonna get hotter. So we're gonna be out here and it's gonna be darker. Unless we're able to go ahead and incorporate it into the early morning hours. Early morning hours. And when you walk at night or really, really early in the morning, you don't have to worry about the sun beating on you so hard. Beating down on you so hard, okay? Remember, your sunscreen, your water, all right? And be careful with the water, how much you drink. You're generally healthy, 6 to 8, for summertime, maybe even 10 glasses a day. 6 to 8, 6 to 8, 6 to 8, maybe 10, 6 to 8 ounces in each, okay? Just depending on if you work out, you work outside, depends on a lot of what you do. So generally speaking, 6 to 8 ounce glasses or cups of water. Now, if you have restrictions, it'll have to be lower. If you work out a lot, you work outside, you get really hot, you sweat a lot, it'll have to be more. But even then, if you have restrictions, talk with your healthcare provider. Talk with your healthcare provider. They'll let you know if you can increase it a little bit or not. So over here in Lions Pride, we do not professionally, medically, or clinically assess, diagnose, treat, or follow-up evaluate on anybody's physical health, mental, emotional, or spiritual health. We just drop nuggets over here. We drop nuggets about things that work for us and people we know. And hopefully you guys can pick up those nuggets from me, from each other. I can pick some up from you. We can research. Do your research through reputable sources. Not the first thing you do when you Google. If you Google and it's the first thing that pops up there, don't think because it's first, it's reputable. Okay? But make sure you're using reputable sources. And there's nothing wrong about going into that library, okay? As long as you're looking at updated material, go into the library and find out the information that you're seeking, the information that you need to know. Don't listen to people on these apps and just take your workout regimen from them. Take your dietary treatment plan from them. Take the nuggets, research them, and then talk to your healthcare team. All members of your healthcare team, so that you all can be what? On the same page. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. Thank you to the 4 people that are watching right now. Remember, they say that your health is your wealth. Over here at Lions Pride, Let's Walk and Talk Original, we say that your health and your fitness level are your wealth. Because you can be as healthy as an ox when you're looking at your blood work, your lab, and stuff like that. But how do you feel when you walk for an hour? How do you feel when you do constant movement, non-stop, for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour? So do some things to improve your fitness level, and just know that your health and your fitness are your wealth. That's the motto over here. I want you guys to have a wonderful week. Thank you to those who came in. Georgia Girl, Kalea, Latif, Bird. I know I had to go back up there. I couldn't forget Bird. I could not forget Bird. Okay? Thank you guys for coming in. Don't let bothered people bother you. Always remember that. You heard it here first, because I ain't heard that nowhere else. Don't let stress people stress you out. All right? And remember, if you find yourself in a misery lounge, that can be at someone else's house, okay? At a grocery store, all right? Amongst a group at school, church, an organization, or on these platforms, a page or a channel. If you find yourself in a misery lounge, they have made you comfortable. You have put your feet up, you're watching TV, you're eating nuts and mints, and you're having a nice drink. And all of a sudden, people start to unzip their wolves. You know what I'm saying? They unzip their sheep's clothing and the wolves come out. Listen, don't let those people bother you. If that happens to you, just grab your stuff, okay? Grab your stuff. Thank you for the hearts, Bird. I'm glad you're still in here. I knew somebody else was in here. I had to scroll back up. I said, Bird probably needs YouTube streets. Because these YouTube streets be popping sometimes, Bird. So, you just grab your stuff and you get up out of there. Grab your grip and go. GYGAG. If those people come to your spot, you don't have to deal with people disrespecting you. You don't have to deal with people mistreating you. Tell them to grab their grip and go. GTGAG. All right? And y'all know it's time for me to wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. And have a blessed night. You too, Bird. Thank you so much. Thank you for always coming through here and supporting and being in the chat. I truly appreciate you. I love you, sis. And I'm glad that you came today. I don't know where Mr. Uno be at. I be loving it when you and Uno in here. I don't know where he is. But I'm going to get on to him because I hadn't seen him all week. I think I saw him early last week. But you guys, again, peace, positivity, and prosperity. And listen, y'all know what it is. Without peace, what is it usually? Chaos. All right? Havoc. Disruption. Without positivity, doesn't always mean it's going to be negativity, but a lot of times there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity roam, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. So when you see chaos and negativity, just get up and go. Move to the side, duck and dodge, remove yourself from the situation. And if you're not in this situation, hey, if you choose to watch, but just make sure that you don't let them bother you, okay? Peace, positivity, and prosperity so that you can walk patiently and peacefully into your purpose. All right? So I will see you guys, if it's the Lord's will, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay? Over here in Lions Pride for the next Let's Walk and Talk original. Bye, y'all. Bye, Bird. Thank you again for coming over here. See you later.